G'day everyone. Today I've got the Lamzu X Fnatic Maya 8K. The Fnatic Maya X is the bigger one of this, as you can see here, and it's the orange one, and it's pretty close to a super light, a little bit sort of a smoother rounded shape and a bit smaller in general, but this one is the one that I've got, which is again quite a smaller size than the Maya X. The boxes, very nice. I love the Lamzu boxes, but yeah, this one, comes with all the bits and bobs. You got stickers, you got all this sort of shit. Mouse grips, you got a clear sort of coat thing, or a clear thing, which I'm fairly certain, I don't actually know, but my best guess is that it goes like in there to stop sort of dust and stuff getting around in the mouse. However, I've never bothered to put it on and don't feel like it. So yeah, overall, probably the best mouse I have in terms of quality. The clicks are really nice and light. They feel premium quality. The mouse in general just feels premium quality. Yeah, clicks are amazing. Middle mouse is a teeny bit heavy, but I found that with my Atlantis as well. Nothing really to worry about. It's not a big deal. Scrolling up and down, the scroll wheel feels so nice, really defined, like, stopping points in it. You feel each lump you're going over. Side buttons are really nice as well. They're like really flat comparatively to a lot of other mice I've got, the OP1 and that sort of stuff. They've all got massive sort of ridges on them, and even the Atlantis has a bit of a curvature, but the Mayas are really flat and nice. You don't notice, you can actually use them while you're playing games a bit easier than other mice, I feel like. But no, like the side buttons, they feel really nice as well. Got a nice click to them. What I can recommend if you guys decide to go down this route, it's one of the better shapes as well. I feel like this one's fairly small in stature because it's it is the smaller version. It's not the Maya X. So, but I love how flat and round they are. It sort of fits how I hold mice really well. The OP one's nice because the back hump, but these flat ones, I think I probably should have gone with the bigger size because I do have bigger hands, but I thought a lot of my other mice are small and I like them, so I'll keep going with that. But to be honest, I think the next mouse I get will be a Maya X of some sort. Now, I would not get a Fnatic edition, I think, because the premise of these, the selling point is the 8K, I feel like here. And as you can see, this is in AUD, by the way, $200. So that's about as good as you'll find them. I did find one here on Amazon. If you guys want to check this out, 120 bucks right now, which is really good. They only have the Maya here and the Thorn, but the Maya is the one that I've got. It's not the Maya X. So if you like small mice, I can definitely say, that's a good price to pick it up at. Not sure why it's that cheap, but what I could recommend instead though is getting the base one. So this is the Lamzu Maya wireless gaming mouse in grey, blah blah, 4K compatible. I think you buy the 4K adapter or thingamabob separately. So I think instead of getting the Fnatic, if I was to do it again, I would get the plain version, the base version. It saves you what looks like $60, and it is the exact same mouse. However, it does have the Pixar 3395, not the 3950, which is what is in this Fnatic Maya. However, Lamzu is a great brand. I can endorse the two products of theirs I have, but I'm going to get more. The even the my OP1 has a 3395, I believe. So it's like I can trust their sensor implementation or whatever you guys like to say it is. I can definitely trust it in the Maya X. The Maya that I've got, sorry. The next one I'm going to go for is the Maya X, the bigger one. Looks like they're all fairly pricey at the moment though, which is a bit annoying. Lamzu is definitely more of an expensive mouse brand, but I don't know, I feel like the quality of them really is that much better. The bottom looks really nice as well. I don't know if you guys can, you can scroll the mouse wheel from the bottom, same as the Atlantis. But yeah, overall I've had no issues with the sensor, nothing to do with that. Software is pretty good as well, and this works with my Atlantis, I'm pretty sure. But as you can see here, it's a basic software. You know, you got your DPI, you got your all your report rates. You know, I've only ever used 1000 hertz, which is why that I'd go with the cheaper one. You've got macros, that sort of stuff. I never used that, but yeah, it's like a nice and simple. But yeah, all in all, probably my favorite mouse apart from the OP one. Probably the other mouse I've spent the most amount of time with. But yeah, I do need to get the bigger one, so just be careful what you guys go with, and you should be alright. The skates as well, I really like the base skates that it come with are really nice actually, surprisingly. I know I tried putting dots on for a minute, but then I said fuck it, and I just went back to the original ones. They work great on my glass mouse pad and on every other mouse pad. They're really good skates coming out of the box, so you won't have to buy additional ones for this one, I don't feel like. Yeah, again, the shape of it, I'll just show you again quickly, so that's the Atlantis, curves in towards the middle. The Maya has pretty flat sides, a small taper in from the back here. The mouse, which it's most like for me, feels like the Attack Shark R3. You guys might not have that. Can't really relate it to anything else, to be honest. The Hitscan Hyperlight is a taller mouse, but it's got the same sort of side shape to it. They both curve in a little bit around where you put your thumb and your two other fingers, but apart from that, yeah, they're fairly similar. But yeah, all in all, probably my favorite or second favorite mouse. I use it the most at the moment, just because I'm trying to step away from the OP1, get a bit of different gameplay going. But yeah, man, the triggers and that sort of stuff are really nice. Got a bit of post travel, but to be honest, you don't notice it because the clicks are so light. But yeah, all in all, fantastic mouse. Wholeheartedly recommend. If you can get it cheap, go for it, because they are quite dear.